evening. How is everyone? It is good to see you guys, and it is good to be seen by you guys. Welcome to the show. And I, of course, am the one and the only, the Dungeon Delver. Welcome back, guys. It's been a minute, hasn't it? It's been a minute. And I am really, really glad to see you guys. Welcome back. I hope you had an absolutely fantastic holiday season. And I hope you're ready to start off 2024 with some awesomeness. I know I am. I hope you got some good swag. I hope you got some fun stuff on the show. And I want to extend hey Marky Pierce, good evening, morning to the UK. I want to extend a special welcome, because we picked up like 60 subscribers since me and Mrs. the Dungeon Delver did our Christmas evening live stream. So welcome. And if you just came here for the news, if you just came here for the AI lawsuit over training AI artists programs to steal from Magic the Gathering cards, whether you came here for the insider scoop on the Wizards of the Coast employee who saw their friends get cut down like wheat, whether you came here because you caught the piece on Hasbro's financials, regardless, welcome, because now that we're back, now that we're vested in, and I just noticed my live sign isn't on. I don't have the battery hooked up. I apologize for that. What we do is 5 nights a week, I live stream. I will come out here and I will do a live stream for you guys. Sometimes we talk about classic tabletop RPG stuff. Sometimes we talk about newer but classical leaning tabletop RPG stuff. Sometimes we play tabletop RPGs. Sometimes we have awesome guests on. But whatever we do, 5 nights a week live on this channel, we have fun is what we do. And have I got a 2024 lined up for you guys? Just looking down the barrel of it, guys, we already have a couple of great guests coming in January. One of them you know, one of them you don't know. We've got announcements. We've got the GWOC 3, the Great Underground Online Gaming Convention, number trace, and that will be that will be basically a free online convention that you guys can come here and you can play games over Discord with a host of great game masters, and you can buy merch for the con, and we'll have giveaways and everything else. We've got some guests lined up for this year's con. Okay. We have guests. We have actual celebrities coming up in this con. Am I going to Claire? I cannot go to ClareCon. John Scott, good. Hello to Canada, and good choice in attire. I got a really neat gadget for Christmas, and I want to share. I got a Stream Deck. I got an Elgato Stream Deck, which everybody's like, oh man, you just could have done that with software, you just, and I'm like, no, I didn't want to just like risk but check this out, watch this, boom, that's another camera view over there. Can you see my fingers? There you go. There's another camera view, and here I am again, just at the touch of a button. But anyway, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be back. And there's something I want to bring this up right now. If you guys are not aware, on the 1st of January, on New Year's Day morning, in fact, my sister had a house fire. it started in the bedroom where her two grandsons, my grandnephews, were sleeping. They got out, they're unharmed. The kids lost everything. Their Christmas presents, most of their clothes, the room itself is completely trashed. I started a GoFundMe. Now I don't know what they need. I know that like the hot water heater was not in the bedroom, but for some reason, like it was taken out because it was an electrical fire. And you might just say, well, Bill, can't they just go to their insurance? They were between insurers at that time. So I'm asking you guys right now, from the bottom of my heart, guys, please, I'm going to put the link to the GoFundMe up. And if you can't, if you can't donate to it, I completely understand. Give me just a second to pull that up. I should have had this ready. But please spread this out. Please spread this link around. I'm going to put it right up on the screen. Elvin made in hello. So that's gonna sit there for the rest of the live chat. That's gonna be there. Please, if you can. Now I set the amount that I set. Just I know what contracting can cost. Like you can look at the terrible thumbnail picture there. But yeah, it's awful. So please, if you can donate, if you can't, spread it around. And if you can donate, also spread it around. Why, hello. Hello. Everyone, this is my sister. And we're working on it. We're working on it. Now, okay, so here's a little insider baseball. Here's a little bit of trivia. I feel like I'm squashed down. Maybe it was because I did all of the Christmas dice advent ones standing up, and now I feel like I'm way down here. Boone, hey, listen, buddy, and let me tell you something, guys. Let me be 100% crystal clear. If you donate, like if it's $1, if you donate, don't come back to me and say, oh, I couldn't donate that. Everything helps, guys. And if you can't, and you can spread it around, maybe somebody who would never have seen it and never been able to donate can chip in. Please don't feel like be sitting, oh man, I want to help, but I can't, I can't give anything and I feel horrible. No. Please don't. But I will tell you guys, this is fun. This is here's the D&D content that you guys come for, right? Guys, I've talked about being the perma DM, the eternal dungeon master. My sister was my first player. Her and Tommy Miner from Up the Block were the first people that I ever ran D&D for. When I had just Keep on the Borderlands. Emmy, honey, again, please don't say I could only do this or I could only do that, or can you spreading this around is awesome. But anyway, Yeah, when the only D&D that I had was Keep on the Borderlands, my sister and Tommy Miner from up the block were my first 2 players in the D&D game. So there you go. My sister also played a Cavalier when they were brand new. When that issue of The Dragon came out, the guy who was running a D&D game for myself and her and some other people brought that issue in, and she actually ran a Cavalier back in the day, but we forgive her for it just the same. But anyway, that is of paramount importance. So if you're sitting out there and you're like, oh, I'm going to support Bill's show, right now, please don't super chat me. And don't super chat me and say, oh, well, put this in. Guys, super chats take months to get here. They take a long time to process through. Michael Mertig asks, was I a tough DM? No, I was actually a very nice DM, because I laid the Keep on the Borderlands dungeon map out, and I would point out traps and secret doors. I was 11, so give me a break. I have since gotten a lot harder, but I was like, okay, guys, you don't want to, there's a trap there, so tell me how you're going to not step on that trap. I was a very, very, very generous dungeon master. I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know how D&D worked. I figured out the 2 hit charts. I figured out what I was a good DM. Well, I figured out the 2 hit charts and the saving throw charts. And if a player hit a monster, the monster died. If a monster hit a player, they lost 1 hit point. Dungeon Minister. Sounds like my youngest doing magic tricks. Pick a card, any card, pick this one. Do I have, let me see. Do I still have that assigned? Open credits and credits, table cam, studio, tripod. I don't have it. You know what? F it, we'll do it live. I'm gonna do something here. So let's see. I'm gonna do, let me edit scene. I'm gonna drop a scene. Scene is gonna be, okay. So I have a button for this now. I have a button for this now, and you should all be very afraid. But I can hardly see it. I need a better position for my Stream Deck.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction.
Yes, I have a Riker button on my Stream Deck. What I would really like to do, and I know that StreamYard is currently I'm gonna watch my fingers and bump the wrong one and disconnect from you guys. StreamYard, that's like how I set up, how I schedule my videos, and like you guys see the text down there, and you see down there the scrolling stuff, and I don't know if you see like the counter and the clock up there in the corner. I don't think you see that. I think only I see that. But all this stuff is processed through a website called StreamYard, and I know Dungeon Minister knows about it. I know some of you guys may know about it, but StreamYard actually will tie in to a Stream Deck, but it doesn't do everything. And I've asked them for some new hotkeys. I would really like a hotkey. Like when I'm done with a show, if I could just hit a button to dump all the graphics, like dump all the graphics, button A and button B end credits. That would be awesome. But as it is, I still have to fumble around. I have to come over here to brand and then turn off brand. And then I kind of got to come over here to banners. And like you see, like even though I shut off brand, the GoFundMe link, I want a StreamYard button, and I've asked them for this, and hopefully this is something they'll do. Is have it so I can just hit one button and it just completely blanks the screen. Just everything is just shut off immediately, so I can hit that and hit end credits and just go right into it. And another button would be the ability to remove all guests from live at the same time. So, on a game live stream night, just remove guests, remove graphics, go to end credits. But it is really neat. And if you're streaming Dungeon Minister, I know you don't live stream much, but like the 5-button version is $40, $40 or $50. And or is it 6? No, I think it's 6 buttons. Be well, Dungeon Minister. Stay warm up there, yeah? I mean, it is Sunday evening. But something, let me see. Can I... Tripod cam, studio, is it Studio View 2? Yes, Hypercam, that is correct. Yeah, there we go. So that just happens to be the So like, web browser, instead of like 30 seconds, as long as I've got it keyed up, I can just do that and come back over. And it's pretty neat. It's a pretty neat little box. And I thank Mrs. the Dungeon Delver, aka Mrs. Claus, for picking that up for me. Wow, guys. I just saw I just refreshed the GoFundMe is now up to $31.88. Bless you all. Bless you guys so very, very much. Thank you. Thank you all very much for helping this grow and grow and grow and grow. Now, so with that said, in fact, here, you guys, check this out. You saw what it was just a minute ago? Well, now you can see right there, it's at $3,188 out of the goal we've set. So that is amazing. Thank you all very, 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 very much. I was flabbergasted. Brian Bridges donated $1,000 to this GoFundMe, and that just I can never thank you guys enough for that. So but anyway, let's talk a little bit about the show and what's going on. First of all, Todd, thank you so much. Thank you, Tonka Todd. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you. But let's talk about the show. Let's talk about what's going on. Now, I said back in fall of 2023, I can't believe I'm referring to that now, but there we are, that I would be doing a second channel that there will be a 3D printing channel. That is a couple of weeks away. We'll be going into the intricacies of 3D printing, both filament and resin, and other tabletop crafting things. Sometimes painting, sometimes terrain making. It's going to be a whole big thing. But it's going to be a separate channel. And as I've said before, people have said, "Oh, well, I just want everything on this channel." Guys, YouTube hates it when you cross the streams. Okay? If I just let me tell you something. One of the coolest things on YouTube that I like to watch when I'm not watching Dungeon Minister, RPG Grandma, Paint Minis Live, any of the other fantastic creators, is car resto guys. That's automotive restoration guys. These are dudes that will go and do barn find, cars from the 1980s. And by the way, if that sounds new to you, congratulations, you're a Gen Xer like me. A car from the 1980s, how can that be vintage? Knowing full well that 1984 was 40 years ago. But vintage car restoration guys, let's say, and their videos, even the small channels, get tens of 20s of 30s of 40s of 50,000s of views. Let's say hypothetically, I went out and I found a car that it's, a piece of old iron that I could afford, that I wanted to drag here and slowly rebuild and share that with you guys. So once a month, twice a month, whatever, I uploaded a video. Do you know what YouTube would do to my channel? I would get suppressed like I was, hey, Ryan David, guys. They would suppress this channel like there was no tomorrow. Exactly. Y2K was a couple of years ago. That unregistered hypercam nailed it from the 3-point line. Because Marky Pierce with the Ghostbusters quote and unregistered. Yeah, that's what YouTube would do to my channel. They don't like it when you mix your stuff. People have even told me, like, you need to stop doing your live streams on your main news channel where you do the stuff about Wizards of the Coast news and everything like that. I cannot unmesh them, but if I had known that going back, I would have kicked off a whole new channel and just linked back and forth to the channels. But I can't undo that now. Now, if I just started doing them separately, I would have a channel with very, very few subscriptions. It would be just like a tiny little channel that the algorithm would bury. So the news stuff, what I call the interstitial videos that go between the live videos, I can't unwed from what I consider the main thrust of this channel. But I can't put the 3D printing shop stuff videos on here. Would I have a huge audience? Yes. And it would stay, huge, relatively speaking, but it would stay here. It wouldn't grow. YouTube wouldn't grow it. So that's going to be on a new channel. That's coming in a couple of weeks. Speaking of stuff that's coming in a couple of weeks, my intention was to spend this week working on the module. Now, what do I mean by the module? You can support this channel on Patreon. You can support it through YouTube subscriptions. At the Master Thief level, that's the $10 a month backer level on Patreon or on YouTube memberships, you get a first edition AD&D module written by myself, written by my co-host Kyle, every month. The December one I knew was going to be late because December was insane. And then things just kind of slipped away from me this week. So in January, you'll get 2 modules, and I will endeavor to make sure that they are not late again. So I apologize to those of you at that patron level and at that YouTube membership level. I am deeply apologetic, and please forgive me. So stuff we've got going on, stuff we've got going forward, more deep dives. I've had people send me stuff. I've been wanting to do a deep dive on a lot of D&D modules that we haven't really looked at. Somebody asked for the U series, U1, U2, and U3. The L series, I want to do those in 2023. Now, I know not everybody likes Twitter, and you don't follow me over there, and it's absolutely fine if you don't. I'm _Dungeon Delver at Twitter. If you wanna come over there. Death Angel said, I need some suggestions for 3D printers. Hurry up and get that channel launched. I will, Death. I will. But if you are looking for more deep dive stuff, it's coming. It is coming. But yeah, I want to do the L series, the U series. There's a lot of modules we didn't touch on last year. You know, we started out with GDQ, we've done B, we've done the S modules, S1, S2, S3. We had Paul Stormberg on when we were doing S3, and he told us a lot about that. Giveaways are coming. Not just around the guac. Giveaways are coming. I was blessed in 2023 in a lot of ways. The EX series are way off if I ever do them unregistered. Dirty Basement Terrain, 8384, playing D&D during the Satanic Panic, and we were attending a private Christian school. Do I owe you something, Death Angels? I'm not being funny. Do I like owe you something? Is that why you mentioned that? Anyway, in this year, or no, in the previous year, I was exceptionally blessed. You guys, many of you guys, under the guiding hand of an awesome dude. You know him from the Discord. Bluto is his name. I know his real name. I'm not going to tell you guys his real name, but you sent my wife and I to GaryCon. You sent me to... Oh, yeah. Gary's birthday. Yeah, Death Angels. I'll get you something. I haven't decided yet. Hey, Connect. Speaking of the villains responsible. But anyway, you guys sent me to GaryCon. You guys sent me to the Capstone to see the Crimson Tide play in what really was a Cinderella year for them. Yes, I know they didn't make it past the first round, but that's, you know. I owe this Hypercam. Shh, you weren't supposed to tell. I owe something forward to you guys. The jewel in the crown that I got was when I went just before Thanksgiving. I took a cheesecake to my friends Todd and Anna down at Gods and Monsters, and They said, "Oh, we didn't hardly see you in the year, so we didn't get you your birthday gift or your Christmas gift. And so here's your birthday gift, your Christmas gift, and from last year, and your Christmas gift for this year." And they handed me a stack of AD&D books, which I have shown you guys. And there's so many things, but essentially what I now have is an entire starter set of first edition advanced Dungeons and Dragons. And I have some books from my own collection. I have I heard about that, Death Angels. I have a player's handbook that I'm including. There is a Dungeon Master's Guide. There's a Fiend Folio. There's a Monster Manual too. I'll be throwing in a Monster Manual myself. I'll get one from somewhere and I'll include it. The GDQ modules are in there. I will include a copy of B2. Best of Dragon Volume 1 and Volume 2. Yeah, they gave me Arduin too. Look, I'm keeping some of the stuff they gave me, okay? I'm sorry. I'm keeping some of the stuff they gave me. I have over here, believe it or not, anybody who says that I haven't owned everything D&D, look, right here. I don't know how this wound up in my stuff, but I have it. I literally have no idea how I got this. I didn't buy this. I certainly didn't spend any money on it. I know a lot of you guys love it. Paul L. Widmeyer, forever! And this is actually in pretty good shape other than having Paul's name writ in it. So what to do? I don't need multiple copies of Tomb of Horrors. I don't need an extra set of Against the Giants. I don't need another Dungeon Master's Guide. I don't need 2 Monster Manual 2s. That would make Monster Manual 4. I barely use Fiend Folio as it is. But there is essentially the entirety of what someone would need if they had no access to AD&D. I do not know the method. No, there's no Unearthed Arcana in it. I do not know the method by which I will choose this. Do not email me. Do not reach out to me and ask for this. Someone is going to receive this. This bounty will go to someone. I have karma to balance. And I don't mean that in a negative way, like I've done something terrible. It's just that the universe is kept in balance by good deeds being predicated by other good deeds. And the nut to crack is this. One of the nuts to crack is this. Most of you guys who come here because you love first edition AD&D. Will it include characters? No. You're it's like It's like if I run a speed part shop, you know, my assumption is that you drove a car here. Not that you took a bus or you walked or you rode a bike. But there's someone out there. There is someone out there. I don't know who you are yet, that wants to play first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and you don't have the means. You want the real. You don't want to download a PDF of Osric. You don't even want to download PDFs of the old books. You want to feel those books in your hands. You want to have those on your shelf. You've got a group that you would love to run it for. And whoever you are, however you're out there, you just may be in line for that. See, Greg Myers still says he has all of his books. I will find someone who needs these. I'm not taking them to Goodwill and just hoping for the best, because somebody will snag them up and sell them on eBay. You know? So somebody will grab this Dragonlance book that, let's be honest, this Dragonlance Adventures book is probably worth about $15 maybe. And they'll just be like, you know, $75, no low bids. I know what I got. I mean, it just might be you. You never know. Someone will get these books. I will figure out a method before we wrap up 2024. I'll get these books in the hands of someone who is ready, willing, and wants to play first edition AD&D. Not a collector. You know, the filtering methodology for finding someone who wants to play first edition AD&D and not flip these books, you know, like, well, I've got a shelf full of ones that I keep in shrink wrap and acid-free boards and argon gas-filled, so on, etc. Pete's Dracolich, hello. Danny H., good to see you too. But somebody who actually wants to play, who wants to get, a little bit of pizza grease on those pages and make some notes and put a mustache on the skeleton that's attacking the dude in the David S. LaForce drawing. I will pay this forward in 2024. That's going to happen. I'll figure out how to do it. I'll just figure out how to do it. I mean, back in like 2003 or 2004, there was a dude on EN World of all places who was talking about how much he loved first edition AD&D, like hearing about it. And I sent him a player's Dungeon Master's Guide and a monster manual and a bunch of just beat up copies of modules, just spares that I had. Yeah, and one thing I can be sure. Hello, Mark Morrison. Good to see you. One thing that you should be absolutely sure of is, like, I'm not, like, the Dungeon Master's Guide is not a early 1979 copy with the flipped over PQR sections from the Monster Manual stuck in the middle with a gouge on the front cover from the errant piece of wire in the baling machine at the printing presses for Random House. Okay. These are loved, previously owned books. I'm not giving you something that you can immediately flip and sell. Well, I mean, eBay prices these days, they're nuts, right? But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, guys. So that's a thing that's happening. I'd say it started edging up before then, Vincent, but yeah. Now, people have said, oh man, why don't you just like get them, just Osric PDFs or Swords and Wizardry or, OSE or DCC or Hackmaster 5e. And I'm like, guys, you know me, you know what I'm about, you know what I do. I don't know, James. I don't know which. Yeah, I'm gonna go full Liam Neeson on him. I don't know who this is. I don't know what RPG you're currently playing. But what you should understand is I have a select set of skills. I will find you, and I will send you advanced Dungeons and Dragons books. Christopher Sackle, good to see you. Welcome to you, one and all. And it's not, and to be, I want to be like absolutely clear as cut crystal, guys. It's not based on super chats. It's not based on, anything like that. I'll figure it out. I haven't decided. Maybe we can have a celebrity like council of wizards decide. Help me decide. I don't know how we're going to do it. And I don't know when I'm going to. It's like, this is not a snap decision. I'm not going to say like, and by next Friday, I will have decided who, because I've got to come up with a criteria. Hopefully it's not based on hair on the head. Is that you and your PFP hypercam? Actually, a little shiny spot on dude's head. Hey, I was telling, this has been a few weeks ago, but I was on just a Discord call with James from Nick Beardia, and I am apparently the oldest nerd of all the people that were on that call. And I made a call. I said, I have shoes older than you, James. I really do. I know for a fact that I have shoes older than you. I have a pair of sneakers I bought just for hiking. And I kept them. I know it's weird. But I had them back in 1994, which is 30 years ago. That's 30 years ago now. And I got them to go hiking in the woods and wilderness up around Mount St. Helens, because I went up there that year. And I Again, I was teasing James. I said I have shoes older than you, and his wife had said last year, right around Christmas time, James and his wife Megan read the write-up of one of my Christmas AD&D games over on their channel, and it was very sweet. And they in the introduction in the video, James said, you know what, Megan, he's a proper grognard. He has long white hair. And I do. By the way, if you don't know me, like if you've never watched my streams, first of all, it's not all white. It's dark and it's white. But for some reason, like, I need to wash my hair, but like it does tend to show a lot of gray on camera. And James was like, he's a proper grognard. He's got long white hair. And so we were on the call, and I said, well, you know, it's like Megan said, I'm a proper grognard. I have long white hair. And he's like, yeah, but you don't have the skullet. You know, you still got too much hair up top. And I'm like, James, I don't know if you've been watching my show over the years, but my hairline is chasing my neck down my back. And my hairline is winning. Am I the reason Mount St. Helens blew up? I can neither confirm nor deny. It's silver, not white. Well, yeah. But anyway, so yes, Ibercam, that's my kind of, I don't know, story. I'm just kind of rambling right now. I didn't really have a plan. I had just been away from you guys too long. So a lot of folks have come in since we started the stream. If you're wondering what this is, and you haven't caught, you don't follow me on social media, Howard Hughes, proper grognard. Your hairline races. I went to White Plum Mountain. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I should have been looking for Caraptus while I was up there. Howard Hughes. My goodness. Hey, you're a rich guy. Maybe you can help us out. No. But if you're just coming in right here, I will repeat this, and I will tell you folks once again before we wrap up the live stream here in a little while. Early on New Year's Day morning, there was a fire at my sister's house in the bedroom where her grandsons sleep. The room was a total loss. The boys made it out, but they lost their clothes, their toys. It was an electrical fire. Apparently, it also took out their hot water heater. And because it was an electrical fire, they took the meter off. You know, the fire department, they're required to do that. So it's a pretty awful situation. And I have this GoFundMe up right here. Even if you can't contribute, you can contribute by spreading it around. So please spread this around. We are at, let me see if I can do this here, $3,188. I just kind of said 10 large. But if you can just get that info out there to people, if you can contribute, then please do contribute. And do not, look, if you contribute $1, do not come back on the stream and say, oh, I could only contribute. Anything helps. Any participation. Getting this out there helps. I saw that, Howard, and I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. But heart, singular. I only have the one. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so very much. So I thank you all, everybody who's contributed. Thank you so very, very much. So guests, we have a couple of guests coming. Our first guest, not tonight. Does it help to include? Yes, it absolutely helps. Yes. You can. Magnificent Devil, quiet. I have asked you not to discuss that. I'm not from Gallifrey, folks. I really, this room is just the normal size you see. It is not an expansive chamber. We will discuss this later. Magnificent. Yes, we've had some folks from Canada and the UK have all contributed. So thank you everybody for getting this out there. Oh, Ryan David. Okay. Ryan, do you want to hop on real quick? I'm asking you, bud. I'm asking you. I'm not putting you on the spot. Do you want to hop on real quick? Let me know in the chat, because Ryan has got something super. I want to have Ryan on the show. I want to have both of you guys on the show, Ryan. But Ryan has got an absolutely amazing product out there right now on DriveThruRPG. You can't. It's been a rough day. The printing channel's coming, Danny. I was just talking about that earlier. Actually, I'm getting the setup. Can I put the link thingy below so you can get back to it later? Yes, I will do that. I completely understand, Ryan. We'll get you soon, though. We'll get you on here. But anyway, Ryan has the Village of Greenhaven. If you go to DriveThruRPG and look up the Village of Greenhaven, I think it may be on the front page right now in terms of traffic, but it is so cool. I have said, okay, all right, man. Well, we'll get you, Jovial. Ryan's had me on the show before. I'm going to send it to you on Twitter real quick here. Let's copy that, and we'll get you on. But anyway, while we're rating on him, I do want to point out, though, one of the guests, like one of the first guests we're going to have on in the new year is, and I sent you that link, bud, is Thane Kyle. You guys know him as Ricky Maru. He's going to come on. He's going to talk about his YouTube channel. We're going to have Timothy Imholt, who is a sci-fi writer. Tim's going to be on, and we're actually going to talk about spy stuff. We're gonna have a show. We're gonna talk to Tim about spy stuff. We're gonna talk about all kinds of. We've got plenty of guests, lots of guests lined up in the year of our Lord, 2024. But Ryan being here, yeah, Village of Greenhaven. Is Ryan's awesome project. Mark gets to break out his spy stuff the name of the game. No, I'm saying spy stuff. We're going to talk about espionage things in a Tom Clancy vein, techno thriller kind of stuff. We're going to talk about Tom Clancy, basically, is what Timothy and I are going to talk about, and we'll talk about some of his writing too. That I think is on the 18th. What's the best way to get in touch? I'm sorry, Road March. Are you talking to me? Or are you talking? I look. I'm watching the thing. So I wasn't sure who you're talking to. Oh, I see. You're talking to Vincent. By the way, I'm just going to warn everybody in advance. Vincent is not a Bartolo. You might think he is. He's not. It's no to Bartolo. I know it is, Vincent. Jeff N4 Pod. You're not you? Oh, that's fine. I'm time lording on you. Yeah. You know what? Can I just admit to something at the risk of like watching my stream, let my participants counter like collapse to nothing? I'm not a Doctor Who fan. I don't hate it, but it's just never been for me. I loved Tom Baker as Doctor Who. Like Tom Baker was awesome, but my total knowledge of Doctor Who is like 4 episodes, the ceaseless whining and bitching about it that Clownfish TV seems to do, and Doctor and the TARDIS by the KLF/Time Lords. Give him another cheesecake. Hey, there he is. Okay, so Ryan is in the studio. He's in the back room. He's in the back rooms. He'll never get out. 600 million square miles of unoccupied hotel meeting space. So let's get him on here and say, good evening, sir.
Hey, Delver. What's going on?
Not much, man. Not much. I just wanted to give you the mic for a quick second and tell us about Greenhaven, dude, if you want.
Can I tell you the saga of Greenhaven that happened this morning?
Absolutely. So you know what? Let me do this so we're not dots in the distance.
Oh, okay. Dots in the distance are all right. I don't mind that. I look like heck tonight.
all right. We can go back.
No. So short version. I was looking at all of the new content that's coming out and realized that there's a missing piece of the puzzle for stuff that is something you could pop into just about any system, regardless of what you're playing, from white box to 5th edition. And that was sort of the germ of the inspiration that said, I'm just going to start creating these little 30, 40 page pop shots of, I call it imagination fuel, that you could put into your campaign. And the Village of Greenhaven was one of those things. You know, it's a complete town, surroundings, environments, shops, NPCs, but it's all system agnostic, so it doesn't matter what you're running. And I released it without any fanfare, without any marketing, just on a whim. And in the first week, we made Drive Through Copper bestseller. So I was geeked, right? I woke up this morning, got the announcement, went into the product page. I was going to make some slight adjustments, and my fat fingers pushed the button that said make private.
Oh, no.
So I delisted my own product.
Oh.
Normally not a bad thing. You just push the button again and say make public, but I must be on a list like some of the other friends in the OSR, like Vendra Satanis. All of our stuff has to go through manual review. So even though it already went through review, since I hit make private, when I went to turn it public again, poof, I'm in review. So nobody can get it right now except for direct. So I'm kind of like kicking myself. That's why I've been in such a foul mood all day, because there was some good momentum going for it. I've been getting good feedback for it, and now nobody can get it for 0 to 4 days, depending on how fast Drive-Thru RPG can go through their review process. So that's my sad story.
Oh, man.
That's why I sent you that message this morning. I said, you know, right now, let's hold off on anything about it, only because I don't want to talk about it and then have people go to get it and then they get a big blank screen saying that there's nothing there. So,
Well, you'll note I didn't put the link up.
I know.
I got the link on a sticky note on the Windows desktop, and I was like, man, I can't do that to the dude, you know.
Maybe it's up. I doubt it on a Sunday. I haven't even looked because I'm so disappointed in myself.
So here's the thing, because I was actually looking at that while you were coming into the green room. If like it's propagated out in Google. If you Google drivethrurpg.com, Village of Greenhaven, Ryan David, like you will find a link that should take you there, but then you get the 404 on drive through.
And because I can't blame anybody. I did it.
Yeah. It's just one of those things, dude, and it'll come back, and when it does, I will spread that around freely, because it is truly look, I'm gonna tip my hand a little bit here, and I'm not just blowing sunshine. It is very pretty, and it is needed, because we have 50 years of dungeons. We have 50 years of dungeons. We have towers, we have volcanoes, we have cloud islands, we have regular islands, we have underwater caves, we have all of this and more. What there's a dearth of are cities and towns. Right. I can count on one hand the number of cities and towns published by TSR that I can scoop up and drop in to a campaign and have fingers left over. You know, I mean, we didn't even in the supposed, you know, like T1 to 4 was going to be a game changer. You know, it's the first ever super module. There's no map for Nulb. Right. Like you barely get it. You barely get an inkling of Nulb. And I'm sorry, you know, at the risk of getting old man yells at cloud Tim Kask up on his the balls of his feet about this. Yeah, I do need somebody to do their thinking for me, or to do my thinking for me when it comes to laying out a town. And a product like this it's perfect. It's perfect. And I've already said where I put mine in the world of Greyhawk.
Yeah, I'm honored and humbled that it's going into your Greyhawk. It's just, it's so bittersweet today, right? I don't know. I got nothing.
No, that's okay, man. I just just wanted to throw it out there. Michael Dale said he picked it up during your stream.
Good.
So
and Michael, when it goes live again, I did promise that if we hit bestseller in the first week, I was going to double the random tables and put a couple of new art pieces in. And there's a couple minor editorial things. Make sure you go in and download the new version, because it will have those double tables. So if you have it now and you go to those random tables at the back of the book, that's doubled. There, I think I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 more tables to it. So
right on. Now, to quote, so we were talking about this today. This is going to see print.
It is.
So, and that makes me happy. I mean, honestly, I can get. It was weird, man. Right around Christmas time, I must have had 4 people, and then I had somebody today. So I've gotten like 5 PDFs from people, just like, "Hey, would you like to check this out?" And I'm like, "That's so super cool." I'm so addlepated, and I have such old person brain. I will forget.
If the book's sitting there, you can't forget it. I'm the same way with our show. We get all sorts of stuff in, and I'm very honest about it. I'm like, look, I'm not begging for books. You don't have to send me anything, and I will still continue to run this big mouth. But if you do send something and you send it in a hard copy, there's a much higher likelihood that that's going to make air, just because it's tangibly there for me to see. Plus, I'm old. Right?
Yeah.
I prefer to read it in text. And the reason it wasn't originally POD is because I didn't release it this sounds counterintuitive, but I did not release it to make any money, right? I priced it at $1.99 so that everybody could get it. When it goes to POD, I'm still going to keep that as low as possible. My original goal was under $5, right? I wanted it to be $4.99. I don't know if that's possible with cost, but I'm still going to keep it as low as possible because it's a labor of love to really give something back to the hobby that has been with me for 30, 40 years, right? Since I was a child, this has been formative, good times and bad. I can count on one hand the things that have been consistent in my life, and the hobby is one of those things. So I wanted to start this series and kick it off with a town as a way to give back and see other people enjoy that creativity and that exploration and making something that they have this germ of an idea of, because that's what Greenhaven really is, right? It's a small, tiny idea that I think has good details and is, I don't think it's bad, but I didn't go into 50 pages of high Gygaxian prose because that's what the Dungeon Master should do. This is to spark them and then let their table run with it, because we don't see enough of that in the hobby anymore. Everything is a paint by numbers guide, especially new stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I've said that before. I saw when the Edition Wars really started hotting up back at the turn of the century, I saw so much criticism leveled at classic modules about how skeletal they were, how little stuff there is in them. First of all, that's not true. You need to up your reading comprehension. But second of all, that leanness is by design.
Yes. Yes.
That skeleton is for you to build on. That's like moving into an empty house and then bitching that there's no furniture.
I actually cut stuff from the final print of Greenhaven because it gave too much and it put too much information out there that needed to be built in the game. That's part of the great thing about the game is we get to build these things as a group of friends, as a dungeon master. Why would I want to take that away from anybody?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what floors me is I was talking to somebody about this just the other day. Again, to go back to modules, which that's what Village of Greenhaven is. Village of Greenhaven is a module in the classic sense. It is modular. You can snap it down into a campaign.
I like that. It's not a module, but it's modular. Yes.
Yeah. It is a piece to be inserted. It is I might look at stuff in there and be like, no, that's coming out. But as a whole, it's there. It can be treated in that way. But you go now and you look, Wizards of the Coast at their finest moments, at their highest points in this current cycle of 5th edition, they don't do adventure modules. You get a book this thick, you get a hardback book this thick with everything plotted out down to the last nth. And it's terrible. It's terrible. It leaves nothing for the Dungeon Master to do.
And it's not just Wizards, too. It is a lot of third-party content, and I am never going to crap on an independent creator, but they're all following in that footstep, and it's not necessarily the path that I want to go down, right?
Yeah.
And the pop gaming media, I rail about them all the time, because they're continuing to feed this beast of strategy guiding your game. There is no strategy guide. There is no perfect build. There is no perfect way to play, right? And we need to take back ownership of that philosophy before it goes away. I'm very passionate about that. You know that. I'm on my best behavior tonight.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fine. And you're unquestionably right. With that man, and I feel like there's no there's just no zing behind. I mean, can you imagine if the uproar if Dragon Magazine, even post Gary, even when they got into the weeds with Dragonlance and so on, and Dragonlance fans, be calm. I'm not dumping on you. They had published 10 ways to beat Tomb of Horrors, the 5 best spells for your collection. If they had done material like that, Dungeon Masters wouldn't have put up with it. So yeah, no, I'm in agreement with you there, man. I am absolutely in agreement with you. And there's actually some good comments here. Guys, I'm going to put the GoFundMe link for my sister's thing back up there in just a minute. But I'm gonna first of all of you guys who aren't subscribed to Nerd Cognito, open up another tab and click subscribe on Nerd Cognito here on YouTube.
Yeah, we're a baby channel. It's almost 3 months old now. So,
but yeah, Hypercam says, I've had a ton of ideas, mostly bad, some really good, just from images and names, especially this job. Having a frame that I can fill with details from my imagination is peak D&D, and that's how it should be. And this, the Dave says you get a campaign that feels like you're riding on Amtrak these days. That's absolutely right. Death Angel says, aren't we all subscribed to his channel already? You better be.
Well, thank you guys. That really warms the cockles of my cold black heart. So,
George Igrug, hello, good to see you. But yeah, that's but Village of Greenhaven, guys, it's awesome. And I'm going to spring a surprise on you, Ryan.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to spring a surprise on you because I paid for 4 extra copies of Village of Greenhaven.
Oh,
I paid for 4 extra copies of Village of Greenhaven. I will give those away.
As soon as it's back up.
But Volcano God says, open another tab. Who's listening to this in their browser? Hey, I'm behind a control panel here, Volcano. But I have 4 copies of that to give away. Hey, you're still getting the sales, Ryan. Don't sweat it, man.
I'm not worried about that. In fact, you have far more established audience just with time, right? Our audience is all in the audio podcast. We have a great crew of about 1,000 people that download it every week. On YouTube, we just started up. So I'm going to match your 4 copies. So you have 8 to give away when it comes back up.
Okay. When it comes back up, guys, I will have 8 copies of Village of Greenhaven to give away. Guys, you want this in your campaign. You really do. It's a load of fun. You need a village next to the dungeon. You built the dungeon, right? I mean, come on. We're all of an age. We can build dungeons in our sleep. You need the threatened village, and you need more than Sam the mayor and John the blacksmith. You know, you want something a little bit more than Tristram from Diablo, is what I'm saying. And you got it in Village of Greenhaven. So
let's do this, Bill. When it comes back up, we'll find a time where I can hop on again.
Okay.
And we'll go into deep dives. And if you want to show bits now, you can. And if you have not yet picked it up and you're thinking about it, as soon as it is back up, I will have it tweeted out to the world. And hopefully some other folks will get there. So if you want to get your copy, you can. Don't be shocked. I've been taking a lot of flack at the $1.99 price point. The MSRP on the revised copy with the extra stuff is $2.99, but I'm going to honor the $1.99. So as soon as it's back up, you're going to see it as a promotional price that's indefinite, at least for a few months, at $1.99. So if you beat me to it and you look and it's there for $2.99, wait just a little bit, because it will be at the $1.99 price point. Because I really, like I said, everybody knows the cut the drive-through takes. We're not making money on it. We're making fans, and we're making the hobby stronger. And I really, truly believe that.
I agree with you. I don't have the PDF on this machine. Unfortunately, it's like on the other side of the studio from me, or else I was going to show the cover off. But guys, it's neat.
I could probably pull the cover if you want.
Yeah. Bring it up. Vincent, we've got your interest in Village of Greenhaven. I'll tell you what, Vincent, you're a good guy. You've been a solid fan of the show. I'm gonna send you a copy. How about that? You're in line, buddy.
Sorry,
Jorge
Bill. I'm slow.
Jorge just became a fan of your podcast there, Ron.
Awesome.
Right.
Awesome.
Add that up.
This is the 1.0 version of Greenhaven that's out there in the wild right now. Again, when it comes up, everything's updated for the new stuff, but I tried to keep it very, very, let me just get to the front page on what Greenhaven is so everyone can get a feeling for the flavor. Greenhaven is a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and dense forests. The air is fresh, and the aroma of pine fills the surroundings. The village is surrounded by a sturdy wooden palisade, and a narrow dirt road leads through the entrance gate. The villagers are known for their hospitality and strong sense of community. That's your blurb. Now, there's blurbs about a lot more in here, but I want you to take that and run with it. And of course, it gets, it gets deeper. We talk about the folks that are prominent in the town. We talk about shopkeepers. We talk about stuff that is around the town. But it is all there really just to inspire you to put these things, even if you don't put the whole town in. You might want to just put the ladies at Lakeside Chapel into your town. Let me tell you, yes. No one is going to complain if you put the ladies of Lakeside Chapel into your town. There's some lore behind them, but you don't have to use it if you don't want it, right? It's you pick and choose. This is a smorgasbord of stuff for you to put into that forest town that's in your campaign. May not even be called Greenhaven. So I hope that anybody that's interested, do me a favor, take a look Wednesday, Thursday-ish this week. That's my guesstimate just based on the timelines that I've experienced before in this sad review process that I brought on myself this time. But I really think that it's something that's affordable and accessible for everybody, and it allows you to have that basis, because that's the hardest part sometimes, is getting the basis for what's going on. Your party, you're expecting them to take a right turn. You're expecting them to take a right turn. You're expecting them to take a right turn, and then they take the left. And you're stuck, right? Mm-hmm. We can only do so much on the fly, no matter how good we are. This is a little mother's little helper for you. So.
Yep. So yeah, a lot of people have come in, I think, a little bit late. Is this available? Yeah, we were just discussing that. It's going to be back up on Thursday. As long as the ladies of Nerdcognito lock your keyboard in a safe.
Right. I'm gonna just put boxing gloves on every time I use. Here's my problem, right? Like a fool, I was going into the product page on my phone. And this thumb hit the wrong thing and delisted it. So it will be back up. Give it about 3 or 4 days. So.
All right. Death Angel says, you're going to let everybody on Twitter and X know? I'm sure you are.
As soon as it's there, you will know. 100%.
Right on. Hello, Grandpity. Good to see you. But anyway, dude, that's awesome. I'm hyped for this, and I want to have you back on the show, and I want to get all of Nerdcognito on the show at some point. Bring everybody.
We're gonna have to wake Kyle up because he's his day job has him awake at about 1:30 a.m. So his bedtime is 5-6 o'clock usually. So.
Oh wow! So like when I am talking and won't shut up on your live streams, you got to just dump me. You just got to hit that. that poor man needs to get to sleep.
Saturday, he gives me a little dispensation till about 7 o'clock. But no, it's a rough thing. Dave said drive-throughs interface is terrible. Yeah, you would think that there would be a prompt like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" But I'm not gonna dump on them. We all have our opinion of drive-through RPG. We know that they've done some things that have ruffled some feathers in the past, but the fact is, they're the 800-pound gorilla in the room. You know, you've got to do your dance on their dance floors. And my interactions with them have all been more than gracious, both ways. So I have nothing bad to say. It is what it is. I did this to myself, and I recognize that. So, boo. I had all this momentum, Bill, and I killed it.
Man, it happens. But I'll tell you what. Keeping on like that. I would say you got no. You got no worries going ahead in the future, just based on what I've seen, dude.
I hope not. And you know, the Pop-In Principles series, hopefully, if people really like it, there's Shadow Spire, which will be the second installment sometime at the end of the first quarter this year. So if you really like Greenhaven and you guys support it at the low level that it's at, we're going to just keep them coming so that you have this steady stream of good stuff, you know?
Well, I'm hyped for it, dude. I am, this is awesome. And by the way, everybody listening, this is just totally off the cuff, me grabbing, Ryan and dragging him, kicking and screaming on the stream like this. You know, just, yeah, you're totally not prepared for this.
No, I had no clue, and I was grumpy Gus all day because of this. So I'm faking it now. I'm better than I was this morning. This morning I was a wreck, man. I was like, what did I do? What did I do? We recorded the audio show for this week. We record on Sundays.
Right.
Both of my partners were like, man, you got to shake this. And I was like, I can't. I wasn't on Twitter. I stayed away from the world today. I just holed up and played old video games. So
there's nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
I finally got a new SSD, so I'm pretty much resigned to losing all of my save game data and stuff. My 2 terabyte spinny disk bit the dust.
Oh,
and it took. You know, but I had basically rebuilt all the Boston area in Fallout 4 with mods and everything. I had I built arcologies. It didn't look like Road Warrior. It looked like Blade Runner.
No backup, Bill?
Just packed it in, dude. Nah, no backup.
See,
no backup.
You know I'm a software guy in my day job,
I know
right?
You're a software guy. Yeah, and I should have known better.
2 is 1 and 1 is none. So just remember that.
Yeah, so I'll never do it again until next time. Hey, Ricky Maru, good to see you. There's a guy who's also going to be on the show. We're going to get Ricky because he's got a great channel. His D and Disability channel. We're gonna talk to him about that and just about whatever. That's I think next week.
I just discovered Ricky's channel maybe 4 weeks ago, and it's spectacular. It's awesome.
It is. It's really great. He doesn't, he's not bloviating gas bag like me, so you can actually watch his videos in a short amount of time rather than sitting through a 3.5 hour live stream. But yeah, we're gonna have Ricky on real soon now. And it's not his first time around. He actually when the show was very small, he was one of my guests on, and we did a demo of Morkborg, which is apparently pronounced Montana Blues. I don't. It's not pronounced Morkborg, and I make fun of it all the time for that because it's Morkborg. Okay.
Morkborg.
Oh, you're very welcome, Ricky. Thank you. Bless you. Thank you for the super. I really appreciate it. Mork Buey. I saw that, Ricky, and it's going to stay until you're. Well, you know what? If you want to super chat 20, I can. I can put the correct link up. New York Borhe. I'd ixnay on the Borhe. But I gotta wrap up soon here in just a minute. Is there anything else that you got for us, Ryan?
No, like I said, I'm going to go crawl back under my rock here, I think. I really appreciate the kind words, and I was just coming out. You know, I talked to you before Greenhaven formally released, and I had this giant plate mail armor on, waiting for all of the negative stuff to come, and truth be told, I'm still waiting. So I was just starting to let my defenses down when I shot myself in the foot. But there you go. You got the $20. There you go.
I was kidding. You didn't have to, dude. I was gonna leave you like that. But thank you very much. Thank you, Ricky, so much from the bottom of my heart. But yeah, that's about all I've got, guys. So we've got Ryan will be back.
I will.
We're going to get you. We're going to get Kyle. We're just going to have you guys have a conclave on the show. We're going to talk about all the stuff you've got going on. Thane Kyle will be on next weekish. I think we got Timothy Imholt's going to be in the week after that. I'm pretty sure. Have you ever checked out any of the stuff that Heidi Gygax and her husband Eric Garland are doing?
I have. I've just been. Let me pull it up over here. You're wrapping up, but no, we'll shoot me. Do you have some inside scoop on some of the new stuff, or?
Well, I mean, they've got what's out there now is what I'm up to speed with, but I say that so we're gonna see if we can get Heidi and Eric on just for a general BS session here soon.
Sweet. We can make it a big old round table.
yeah, it's a lot. They're fun people. I gotta watch my P's and Q's. They're Wisconsinites, man. They'll just break out a bottle of champagne for no reason and start drinking on the stream.
Then we got to get them on the speakeasy, man.
I know,
because that's the whole gimmick for the speakeasy, right? We're getting drunk and talking about the week. So
I have told Magnificent Devil, it's apparently Morkborg has leaked now onto your stuff, and it's pronounced Grunhaven.
I don't have the umlaut. I should.
That's your next project. You need to have umlaut.
I'm going to put an umlaut in the next thing. It's not going to be on the cover though, because that messes with search engines.
So I love. I love having a deck of alpha nerd cards to throw down in front of people, so I'm going to do that now. I was playing D&D with Heidi Gygax. We were. I got invited up to play Darkness Under the Waterfowl, and Heidi asked if I would like a beer, and I really love the Spotted Cow, the New Glarus Spotted Cow, and I jokingly said to her, "I'll drink every one you said in front of me." This was perhaps an error to make in front of a Wisconsin hostess. Bottle after, she would open them and not like set one down or say, "Do you want one?" And then, she would open them and then put them in front of me, and I felt obligated. So yeah, Dave, the Dave. Yes, I'm sorry, the Dave. I'll come right back to what I was saying. But yes, I got your copy of Project Sunflower. I will be looking at that. Thank you for your stuff. That's what I love about my audience is you guys are all creators. We get great creative stuff in. But anyway, so Yeah, Heidi just kept setting open bottles of New Glarus in front of me, and I think I stopped at 7 or 8. And so, yeah, they're those crazy Wisconsinites, man. Just so much. So have something, have a libation handy. That's my warning. So I want to get, I want to have them on soon. So, but Ryan, thank you for being here, man. Thank you.
No problem. I'm going to duck out, let you finish up. I appreciate, it really did bring me up today because I was super down in the dumps and I was like, I don't know if I want to go on the stream. And then I said, it might be a good refresh, and it's probably the first laugh I've had. So I really super appreciate that. Again, if you guys in the audience don't know what's up and Greenhaven sparked your interest, check it out on Thursday on Drive Through, and you can check me out all of the normal places for Nerd Cognito: Twitter, the podcast provider of your choice for the main show, or our baby YouTube channel for our Saturday live stream. Hey, Bill, I'm gonna jet. Thank you so much.
Peace, Ryan. Be good.
See ya. Goodbye, chat.
And I, again, will be giving away now 7 copies, because Vincent is getting one. I will be giving away 7 copies of Greenhaven to you guys. So there you go. Grunhoppen. I hope you saw that and got a kick out of it. But yes, the Dave, I got your thing that you uploaded to me. That will be coming. And that's what I've got, guys. That's about it. Listen, thank you, everyone. One more look before we go. Whoops, that's wrong. That's not it at all. You're looking at my inbox. So we made it up 3213. Thank yous very much, Jeff Buffington. 3213 to help my sister and her family out. Thank you all very much. Before you forget, you got news of someone selling a copy of AD&D 1E in Spanish. That's awesome, Jorge. Fill me in on that, please. I want to know more about that later. But yeah, now I'm going to tell you guys, I won't be live streaming tomorrow. That's one of the reasons I live streamed tonight. Tomorrow evening, I'm going to be busy up until time to go play AD&D. Yeah, you wonder who that is. But Tuesday we'll be back. Tuesday we'll be playing first edition AD&D. Wednesday we'll be playing Kyle will be here and we'll be BSing with Kyle. Thursday, I believe we have a guest Thursday, but if we don't, we'll find something to do. And Friday we'll be playing Classic Gamma World. But again, I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank you for your donations to the House Fire Relief Fund there. Please check it out. Spread this around. I'm going to put it up one more time and put it up on the screen. Where is it? Thank you for the supers, Ricky. Those were awesome. I do appreciate that too. And now I'm just about to get out of here with the single push of a button. Peace. I love you all.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around. Some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle way off course? Naked as a toad all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to the show.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction.